You'll never believe it, but today science hasn't had a single argument with anyone. Roberto hasn't set foot in the kitchen, and Anthony's proposed to Mikosi, and she said yes. Not really. I'm telling porcupines. Why? I'll tell you all about it in 15 seconds. Hello, friends. Welcome. It's day 27. The time is 5:28. Appreciate it. A kiss, shumusa, ama megaputa, a git kipit, as they say in Hungary. Hey, lying fans. Hope you are looking forward to some lying today, because today on BBLB we have gone lying crazy. We look at this week's task with political journalist Ellie Levinson. She's here. Very exciting. Sam's here to talk us through her first few days of Cry Freedom, and I go 5 rounds with Derek's friend Chris Eubank. Big car, big guy. But we kick off as we always do, my friends, with Little Brothers big news. Wow, indeed. OK, big news to start with. At 8:13 last night, Derek came to the diary room more determined than ever to leave the house. Take a look.
I would like you, without further delay, to make preparations for my voluntary departure, which I would either like to take place later on this evening or sometime tomorrow. And my mind is made up. I've thought it through very carefully, and I would now like to go.
Yikes. All we can tell you, viewers, is that he's still in the house as me and you converse right now. At 11:42 today, Vanessa and Mikosi think that Saskia has stumbled across the formula for winning Big Brother. Take a look.
Stereotypically, out of the girls left in this house, she's the typical Big Brother winner. The hair, and she's the one hanging out with the Arsenal supporter and stuff. So I think she's got it in her head
that she's a winner.
She's won already.
And at 1:55 today, Big Brother announced the results of this week's workhouse task. They finally passed.
On day 4, housemates passed.
Three cheers for Maxwell. Hip hip!
But find out the full repercussions of Maxwell's task tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. That was Little Brother's big news. Now then, thanks to this week's task, the house has been full of fibbers, aka liars. With that in mind, today's Cool BBLB is quite simply, who's the best fibber in the house? These numbers are cool. Whether the housemates pass or fail this week's task comes down to one thing: big, fat lies. Who better to analyse their porcupines is political journalist Ellie Levinson, everybody. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for coming on. OK, first up, in your job, you spend a lot of time around spin doctors, around politicians, etc. Are you good at spotting a fib?
Oh, I always assume everybody's fibbing until they've been kind of proved otherwise, so in that sense, I'm good at it.
That must be tricky for you.
Oh, it's to assume that everybody's fibbing. It's not that hard, you get used to it.
They could be saying anything, you go, they're lying.
Well, I don't do it as overtly as that.
OK, the classic techniques of a good lie.
Oh, I think there's loads of rules to follow. I think the main one's to kind of keep it simple, so don't elaborate more than you have to, because then it's too hard to remember if you add too much in. And to be consistent, not to change your story. And best of all, kind of do it alone, don't tell anyone, so kind of trust no one and
It's
admit
tricky
nothing.
With this group, isn't it? Because at the moment they all have to lie with Maxwell.
Really difficult in this task, but kind of, you know, if you're robbing a bank, say in the outside world, do it by yourself.
Not a problem. Bank robbing fans, if you're at home, there's some good advice for you. OK, let's take a look at the task. Would I lie to you, baby, yeah?
How many did you do? How many pots?
Yeah, I did 4.
How many pots did you do?
I lost count, to be quite honest with you, mate.
We done loads.
No, I didn't do loads.
I don't think it was that bad.
How many pots you doing?
Vanessa did it.
I really blasted them out.
Did you?
Aye.
You can't go outside there.
I had to peel
prawns. I had to sort the mud from there's pig's blood, sort the liver, you know the pig's blood, there's these big like liver things, sort them out.
What did you have to eat?
Chips and chicken.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is that what you asked for?
Yeah.
Were you all right, you nutter?
All right, first up, it's fairly obvious who's going to be the worst liar, but who's the most convincing liar, do you think?
I think Derek is quite good. I mean, he looks a bit sheepish as he comes out, as we've just seen, but he throws a question back at Maxwell, so he kind of got a good way of turning it around and getting out the information he needs.
I mean, what about Makosi and Saskia's tactic? I mean, Saskia could have essentially said anything, and Maxwell would have gone, all right, I believe
Yeah,
you.
she said a bit much, though, didn't she? She didn't keep it simple.
Sure. And what about Makosi, the whole ostentatious coming out and crying and kind of like almost throwing up?
Yeah, because she was a good liar in week 1, but here it was just a bit too much.
Bit too much?
I just think there's more chance of getting caught the more elaborate you are.
What about the worst liar?
Oh, Craig, without
Craig's
a doubt.
such a terrible liar.
Can't look anyone in the eye.
But it's strange because he's a self-confessed bitch of the house. He said that, he loves his bitching and so forth, but don't you have to be a good liar to be a bitch?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, sometimes it all bubbles out, doesn't it, when you're a bitch, and you can't kind of hold your tongue, and therefore the
He's
lying's
great, though,
not
because
so great.
him and Maxwell have got to know each other and obviously to like each other a bit more over the last couple of weeks. You can tell that, Maxwell could sense something was up there with Craig, couldn't you? And just the way he was following him around as well.
Yeah, and he knows something's up, but I'm not sure that he knows what is up.
Sure. OK, what could the whole group have done to make it more believable?
They didn't prepare very well, did they? They kind of didn't get their story straight. I mean, it's a fine line, because if they'd kind of done too much preparation, if they were too slick, then maybe that would have raised suspicion as well. If everybody kind of described things in exactly the same words,
Sure.
I'd have raised an eyebrow at that.
I mean, you're a Big Brother fan. Do you think that's symptomatic of the whole show this year in terms of the fact there's no kind of cohesion, there's no teamwork at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's what happens when they're kind of competing against each other and they're all pretending they're not. But, everybody knows that really there's
I
only
think they've
one
been more
winner.
overt this year than ever before, though, haven't they? I mean,
Yeah, they're not great team players, are they?
OK, Maxwell at the moment, we have to assume at least, doesn't know they're lying, but he's started lying back. Take a look.
Derek, your hands.
What have you done?
What did you do?
I sat over a big pizza.
What?
A big pizza. You know the songs you written down? I had all of them playing, all my favourite songs. Pizza and a Coke. Was you eating as well?
What, is that what you've done?
Yeah.
OK, let's clip from tonight's show. Do you think that this is a sign he knows something's going on?
He knows something's going on, but then I think kind of people split into naturally suspicious people and kind of naturally trusting people, and I think Maxwell's one of the naturally suspicious people, so maybe he'd ask kind of difficult questions anyway and entertain himself by throwing in his own lies as well.
We did say on the show yesterday, because it was pretty much all about the task yesterday, and most people that rang in said that really Maxwell's the best person for this task to happen to, because he'll probably, like you said, he's naturally suspicious, but he'll probably actually take it quite well as opposed to a couple of the others.
It's in his own interest to take it well, really, isn't it? Because if
Sure.
they pass the task, then
very spin
then he gets
doctory, I
more
like
food.
that. Now, have you seen behaviour in the housemates that mirrors the tricks that politicians use, or the body language that politicians use?
Yeah, I mean, Derek, and particularly with his background, he must know all about spin and have his own media training, but he's very good at throwing questions back or diverting attention away from the kind of original question he's been asked.
Sure.
And politicians, the Prime Minister does it all the time. I'm not saying that he fibs, but, he gets his story and he sticks to it and he says it again and again and again. So, yeah, I think he almost believes himself sometimes.
OK, since day one, Makosi has proved herself a brilliant fibber, but it looks as though it might have backfired. Take a look.
I don't know what game she's playing, It's very difficult. It's very confused. I feel very confused again. And I feel like I don't really know her, and I feel like just kicking off at her sometimes.
OK, couple of things. Have Makosi's lies gone too far? In terms of the fact that, when she first went in there, she had to lie to the rest of the housemates, she had to, try and get nominated and so forth, but she hasn't really tamed the whole princess thing down.
She hasn't really had a choice. I mean, it was a really difficult task for her in week 1, and I think she's kind of carried it off with aplomb. I'm quite proud of her as carrying the torch for liars.
But do you think it's possible for her to win back the trust of the housemates, especially Kamal?
No, I think once you've kind of been shown to be a liar, and I mean, in the task, they've all lied, so they all know that they're capable of it. But Makosi's done it twice now.
Sure.
Certainly for Kamal, knows that.
Yep.
So he won't ever trust her again, and quite rightly so. She's good at it. And,
Brilliant.
Other than the sick.
Thank you very much, Ellie, everyone. What a lovely way to finish the interview with a sick. OK, after the break, we go head-to-head with Chris Eubank. But first, it's Derek and Roberto up for eviction this week. Who do you want to go? These numbers to call. Hey, cheeky chops, welcome back. It's day 27. The time is 5:42. In a minute, I'm going to be chatting to Derek's friend, Chris Eubank. Ow! Oh! You just I work for you! You just clapped him hitting me! But first, there's no denying it, Big Brother experience is definitely surreal. But that doesn't stop when a housemate's evicted. Here to talk through her funny old week is Sam. Hello, Sam, everybody! Hello! OK, Sam, you've had a very busy 5 days. How's it been?
Great.
Insane, I imagine.
Insane.
OK, let's look through your 5 days. You're going to talk us through each day, what you did, and indeed what you wore. First up, Saturday, when you first got out of the house. It was the News of the World interview. Outfit, none needed. It was practically in the nude. Was it in the nude?
Yeah.
How weird is that? You come out of the house, and next thing you're doing a nude photo shoot.
I know, how weird.
How strange was it? Tell us about it.
Yeah. It was just really lovely. They put me at ease and... Yeah, it felt quite
fair
natural.
enough. Why did you decide to sell your story to the News of the World?
Because I think they're a really respectable newspaper and they're like the biggest one on a Sunday.
If you're going to do it on a Sunday, you've got to do it there, I imagine. Right, OK, Sunday. Let's have a look at Sunday. OK, BBLB, obviously, and you put in the chopper, T4 on the beach. Outfit, bikini. How was that? 20,000 people you in front of there.
Yeah, that was fabulous.
Yeah, a bit weird, I imagine.
And unexpected.
Quite disconcerting, I imagine, as well.
Yeah, it was very surreal, but now like, it's sunk in.
And you were looking
I'm
back
like, wow.
and thinking, yeah, cool. OK, Monday. There's Chris Moyles there. Outfit, a boob tube, I imagine. How did you get on with Chris Moyles?
Very well. We're going out for a drink.
Are you?
With some other people as well.
I know, he's got a very lovely girlfriend. OK, next up. A Monday as well. OK, this is a nut shoot. How was that?
That was great.
Yeah, it looks great. Outfit, underwear. It's a 4-page spread. I believe it's out next Tuesday.
Yes.
Well done for you. OK, next up. OK, next up was some radio interviews there in the morning. An agent meeting. How was that?
Yeah, Abby Tippins' agent. Very impressive.
What's he saying? You don't go on Love Island, obviously, which is taken as a red.
Yeah, definitely.
What else did he say?
He brought me back down to earth. He was very realistic, but gave me hope as well.
Lovely.
So.
OK, well, he sounds like a prophet. And the dress there was obviously to impress. Is that the last one? That's the last one. OK, so any other highlights? What are you looking forward to next week?
Next week, parties.
Lovely. You're ready to go out into the world next week?
Yes.
And you're going home next week?
Yes.
And what do you want to do in the
excited
future?
I want to do some more modelling work.
Well, young lady, what a surprise. Because one thing you don't know is that we contacted Select Model Management, who represent the likes of Sienna Miller, Rachel Hunter, and I'd love for you to go in for a little consultation. Is that all right?
Oh, my God. Thank you.
That's quite cool and calm and collected about it. Sam, everybody. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Lovely. OK, he's a friend of Derek's. Thankfully now he's a friend of the show, even he just hit me, because several times under his belt, you wouldn't want him as your enemy. It's Chris Eubank, everyone. Oh, Chris, nice to see you. How are things?
Very, very good.
So, you and Derek, how did you meet?
1997, I went to see a fight in New York City, Lennox Lewis against Evander Holyfield. When I was flying back, I sat next to a fellow called John Beckwith. John Beckwith used to be the employer to Derek Lord, and he said, I want you to meet somebody because I think you have something in common with this fellow. And we met, and then we've been quite tight ever since.
Yeah. OK. So you're a man that knows him. When did you find out he was on the show?
My wife called me about a week and a half ago and said that she had read in the paper that he was in Big Brother. And my response was brilliant.
Yeah.
The public has been deprived long enough of his talents. He's a very talented man.
This is it. We want you to, tell us the Derek you know today. This is it. We want, Derek's up for eviction this weekend. We need the Derek that Chris Eubank knows.
Listen, the best television I've ever seen is looking at George Galloway actually being questioned by the people in the Senate. That was very good television. Now, Derek Lord is the equivalent, but for light television.
Yeah.
When sitting with him, he's like watching great television. He just is. Everything about him. And for, I suppose, all the years I've known him, I've been trying to find the chink in his armour. I found it about 3 years ago. So it took me about 4 years to find it. Now, it seems that particular people, because of their, I suppose, uncultured background, seems to be aggravating him, and his chink seems to be coming out.
That's where it comes out.
I think when he gets exasperated, his chink comes out.
Sure,
yes.
OK. Well, he certainly considers himself to a different league to his fellow housemates. Just take a look at that.
Big brother, can you possibly put the blinds down in the bedroom so that I don't have to look at these ghastly, ugly people?
Fine. I don't care about the big guy. I'll deal with him.
You see, if I was at home now, I'd be having a glass of champagne about now.
Champagne.
Whether you might ring up the Prime Minister and tell him I am in the house if he doesn't already know.
Derek, if you talk, you're going to go back in there. When I'm asking the questions, just shut up.
I asked last night for somebody to ring my housekeeper.
He's a nightmare. Now what will happen is he'll go in there sometime and cook up another chicken in his bizarre peasant-like way of cooking.
I do miss my horse.
But still, there's no resolution on how we're going to go forward with the problems tomorrow and the next week and so on and so forth. I mean, this is utter civilization, isn't it? I mean, this is just amazingly... Oh, look! OK, that's it.
Yes,
Finito, 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 finito.
Knowing him as you do, is that him? Is he a cut above the rest of these housemates?
Well, that's not for me to say. Only, I suppose, it's evident in his conduct, the way he handles himself, his poise, his surety, and I think he's fantastic. I think he's marvellous. As he would say, I think he's marvellous.
That's a great Derek impression. OK, in the boxing ring of verbal retaliations, he is the champion of the house. There's no doubt about that. Let's see his 3 best knockout lines.
Now listen, man, we're talking. I'm
What's
in the
that
morning.
got to do with you? I'm talking to him.
Just
Now,
relax.
I don't come in and butt into people's conversations.
Well, I do.
Well, I don't, and I don't want you butting into mine. He's 19 and he's got to learn how to communicate. He's got to talk to people properly. Words, words, words!
Thank you, that's fine. You can go now.
Excellent.
Don't say you can go now. What a stupid thing to say, go now. Well, go where?
We'll just leave me to dish up, please.
Don't worry. I'll stand and watch you.
Well, I'd rather
This
you
space
did.
belongs to us all.
Are you joking?
No, I'm not joking. Jokes are not my suit.
Have you ever been on the end of one of these verbal blows?
Constantly. I remember I did a show at home with the Eubanks back in 2003, and at my tailor's, they were looking at some jodhpurs, and he said to me, well, to the camera, well, to my tailor, he said, Chris, why do you wear jodhpurs? I mean, I'm a horseman. I wear jodhpurs because they're the most comfortable things to ride while riding horses.
Yeah.
You haven't even met a horse. So that's the type of crack, the type of fun,
Sure.
the type of humour, the type of wit he has.
And is that the real deal? I mean, is Derek the horseman he talks about?
Yes, he is. He's the first black master of the foxhounds. He represents the New Forest, or he did before they banned it. And it would be nice to see, well, a black person win maybe Big Brother. I mean, after all, I don't think any has. Well, I didn't.
No. Well, absolutely. Okay.
Well, it's unfortunate, isn't it?
Along with Roberto, Derek's up for eviction this week. Are you surprised with him being up for eviction this week?
No, being up for the eviction is not such a bad thing, because it actually, for me, I think, when somebody is up for eviction, like he is, if he gets past that, it's likely that he won't be actually voted for next time, so it may be in a lot longer. I think, I mean, the only reason I'm watching the show, actually, in actual fact, is because of him.
Sure.
Because I think he is maybe the centre for me, anyway.
Yeah. Do you think
and for people who are like-minded, anyway.
Do you think there's a chance he might walk out? Because he was saying earlier on that he's pretty much had enough now, and so if he doesn't go on Friday... You know.
Well, you see, now that's him actually playing his cards right in terms of futures, because he always likes to keep his dignity intact, you see. Now, I think he's just a bit shaky and he's trying to cover all the bases. But I'd love for him to stay back in. But I understand, it makes you... Because you have no idea what the outside world is thinking, and you get all paranoid, so he may be just thinking, let me exit. But if he holds on, if he holds his...
Do you think he can win it?
Well, Kamal, I think, is more the type, you know, because he has a bit of substance and he has a great deal of tabloid. Derek has no tabloid and all substance.
Yeah, sure. OK, Chris Eubank, everybody.
Oh,
thank you. OK, Ellie's back with us for Call BBLB, which today is who is the best fibber in the house. Let's go to the phone call right now. Hello, Caroline from Basildon's first up. Hello, Caroline.
Hello there, Matt.
How are you doing? You all right?
Yes, I'm doing fine, thank you.
Who do you think the best fibber in the house is?
I actually think Craig.
Craig. Why Craig?
Because the other day he was talking to Makosi in the bedroom, and he was saying to her how he admired her. He thought she turned herself around after her behaviour in the first 3 weeks. And then in the same breath, he goes into the diary room and nominates her for exactly that.
Well, it's tricky, isn't it?
I totally believed him.
Yeah, OK. What do we think?
Well, it's like
said
pulling
already.
pigtails, isn't it, in the playground there? Doesn't mean that he doesn't fancy her.
No, but do you think Craig... do you think Craig is a good liar or isn't a good liar? We were saying earlier on, in terms of the task, he's a terrible liar.
He's a dreadful liar.
But in terms of the rest of the house, still bad?
Still bad, actually, yeah.
OK, thank you very much, Caroline. Lindsay from Fife. Hello there.
Hi, Dermot.
Go for it.
Loving your work.
Thank you.
I think Vanessa is a good liar because she clearly lied to get on Big Brother and she's not performing as she said. You know what I mean?
Yes, OK.
She just sleeps and eats. And went to sleep and she's eavesdropping.
So in terms of the fact that she's on the show, you don't think she's delivered since she's been on the show?
Oh, God, no.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised, therefore, she's not up for eviction this week?
No, because she's playing a blinding game. She's playing a really deviant game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she confessed to actually pretending to be asleep for an hour, eavesdropping on Anthony and Maxwell.
OK, brilliant. Thanks, Lindsay. Good point. OK, next up, Danny from London. Hello, Danny.
Morning, gang. How are you? Afternoon?
Not bad at all, Danny. Go for it.
Well, I'd like to say I think Anthony is the biggest liar in that house.
Why?
He's playing that poor young Makosi. You know what I mean? Oh, I like you, but I don't like you, you know. And it depends who's listening. He likes her, he doesn't. The cameras, then he's not bothered, then he is. He wants to sort himself out.
But Danny, Makosi is a criminal mastermind. She could eat Anthony up and spit her out.
I think you're probably right there, Dermot. She should maybe start some underworld criminal activity.
OK, thanks a lot, Danny. That is pretty much all we have time for today. Thanks to Ellie, Chris and Sam, everybody. Russell Brand's back tonight. Big Brother's Big Mouth, 7:30 on E4. Don't miss the main show, 10 o'clock on Channel 4. We'll be back tomorrow at 5:25. See you then. Take care.